Okay, guys, I am back, and we are continuing reading part 3 of chapter 1 for the Crystal Arc. So let's continue, and yeah, let's continue while reading. So, yeah, let's do this. Glovin remained in the lab poring over his research, completely unaware of how far Cole's obsession had grown. The hum of machines and the occasional flicker of lights were the only company in the vast laboratory to him. But to him, it was enough. The crystal was unlike anything he had ever studied. Each test, each scan brought him closer to unlocking its true natures. His fingers tapped against the dark as he sifted through his findings. There was something unsettling about the way the crystal reacted, something beyond science, beyond logic. He rubbed his eyes, exhaustion settling in when the lab door slid open. Cole stepped inside, his expression oddly composed. The anger from before was gone, replaced by a cool, almost unsettling calm. "Oh, hey, Cole, just the person I needed," Glovin said without looking up, his focus still on his data. Cole's Cole's lips curved into an easy smile. "Really? What's new? Some more gadgets up your sleeve?" His voice was light, but there was an edge beneath it, something hidden. Glovin waved him over. "No, no, no. I discovered something extraordinary," he strained, his tired eyes lighting up with excitement. "This crystal is not from our galaxy. I traced its energy signature beyond the Milky Way to a distant star system. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. The potential it holds is beyond comprehension." Cole's eyes gleamed, but his expression remained carefully neutral. "Fascinating. What else have you found?" Glovin leaned in, lowering his voice. "There's something inside it, something more than energy. It has unique abilities, one I can't yet explain, but it's dangerous, too dangerous. It's as if it reacts to the user's emotions, adapting to their desires and thoughts. If someone unstable were to wield it." He stopped himself, shaking his head. "It could be catastrophic." Cole nodded, his voice smooth, of course. "Glovin, I won't interfere. This is far too important to rush." Glovin sighed inwardly, finally looking at him. "Good. That's all I need to hear, because I won't allow harm to come to anyone because of this." He turned back to his workstations. "By the way, can you grab that tube over there?" Cole obliged, stepping over to the supply table. He picked up the requested tube, glancing at its contents before subtle tampering with it. With a pleasant smile, "Sure thing," as Glovin took the tube. Cole's thoughts churned with hidden intent. "Once he uses this, my plan will be set in motion. I'll take the crystal and use it for the world's benefit. I don't just want to conquer. I want to make people believe someone else is behind it so I can live in peace. That's what I'll do." He turned and walked out of the lab, leaving Glovin none the wiser. "Oh my god, it's getting interesting so far. I like how this is going. The betrayal." Hours later, the lab was rocked by an explosion. The impact sent shockwaves through the facility, knocking over equipment and shattering glass. Scientists gasped for breath as a thick, toxic gas filled the air, their bodies collapsing one by one. Glovin staggered back, covering his mouth as he struggled to remain conscious, his vision blurred, lungs burning out, but he fought to stay upright through the smoke. A figure moved calm, precise. Cole. Glovin barely managed to grab a nearby mask, inhaling sharply as clean air filled his lungs. His eyes darted toward the crystal's containment, where a shadow loomed near it. So they figured I tried to steal it and set alarms. Clever." Cole's voice was quiet, almost amused. "But they still don't understand." Cloven Glovin's heart pounded as he said it himself, gripping the table for support. "Hey," his voice was weak, but the disbelief was clear. "What are you doing? Get away from the crystal." Cole turned to face him, his expression unreadable at first, until a slow, wicked smile spread across his face. With deliberate intent, he removed his mask. Glovin's stomach dropped. "What?" Cole, his voice You, his voice cracked with betrayal. You're the traitor. I should have known. Cole strode toward him, his movements eerily controlled in one swift motion. He seized Glovin by the collar, lifting him slightly off balance. You should have listened, Glovin. His voice was soft. His voice was soft, almost mocking. Now it's too late. Glovin gritted his teeth. You only want power. This isn't about protecting anyone. Cole's smirk widened. You always underestimated me, but now I will wield the crystal's power. I can feel it in my bones. It was meant for me, and I will use it to pursue my goals. Cloven, his voice shaking with anger, spat back, "You're sick, Cole. You act like you have a purpose, but all you want is control. You're predictable." Cole chuckled, "Yeah, I know. And that's exactly why I'm going to win." He leaned in his he leaned in, his voice dropping. "I'll conquer this whole town. If you don't like it, Gloven, I'll say it again." A gunshot rang out. "Ugh! What the?" Cole staggered back, clutching his side as blood seeped through his fingers. He collapsed to the floor, gasping. Gloven stood firm, gun trembling in his hands. "You gave me no choice," he muttered. Cole breathed, his breath coming in pain gasps. "Damn, you actually shot me." His voice dripped with disbelief and fury. "Using a gun against me. Seriously," he let out a bitter chuckle. "You're a joke." Ignoring him, Gloven rushed to the secure crystal to secure the crystal. He placed it inside a reinforced box, locking it down. "Shed," he called it out. "Check on the others and keep an eye on Cole." Shed arrived, eyes scanning the wreckage. "What about you?" "I'm taking this crystal far away. I won't let anyone misuse it, especially not him." Shed nodded. Shed nodded. "Maybe we should increase security. This can't happen again." "Agreed." Gloven said, For now, just get Cole out of here. Out of here. Just get Cole out of here." Shed dragged Cole toward the exit. Cole groaned, struggling against the pain. "Come on, I'm losing blood," he coughed. "Give me something. Hurry up." "You damn." Shed tossed a cloth at him. "Wrap it up. After this, you're on your own." Cole caught the cloth, his face twisting with rage. As he staggered away, he hissed under his breath, "This isn't over. I'll make Gloven pay. He thinks he's won." His grip tightened. "I'll show him. He'll regret everything." Shed watched him disappear in the darkness before turning back. "Damn psycho." Cole's revenge begins. Bleeding and weak, Cole stumbled through the night, but his fury burned harder than the pain. He refused to give up. He would return, and this time he would be prepared. Deep within the lab's lower levels, he found an abandoned chamber, one even Gloven had long forgotten. Dust coated the room, but at its center, encased in glass, stood an ancient staff. Its surface was inscribed with strange symbols, pulsing faintly in the dim light. Cole reached out his fingers, barely grazing it before the air around him seemed to shift, cracking with unseen energy. A twisted grin spread across his face. "Soon, Cloven, you'll know you'll know regret." He closed his fingers around the staff. "I'll take everything from you. You'll find out and regret every action you'll ever take against me." Months before the confrontation. Sorry about that. My voice is starting to hurt a little bit, but let's finish the rest of this. Months before the confrontation, Gloven sat at his desk, exhausted but relentless in his research. The lab was dimly lit, the hum of computers filling the silence as he studied the crystal's energy fluctuations. He had spent countless nights trying to understand its secrets, but something about it remained elusive. A knock at the door broke his concentration. "Come in," he called, rubbing his temples. Shed stepped in, concern in his eyes. "Gloven, you haven't been home in days. This crystal, whatever it is starting to take your life." Gloven sighed. "I know, but I'm close. There's something about its structure. It reacts to emotions. Shed, fear, anger, hope. It feels the user, and in return it amplifies those emotions. into power. If the wrong person gets hold of this, that's what I'm afraid of. Shed interrupted, and you should be too. Glovin leaned back in his chair, staring at the containment until holding the crystal. I've already made sure it won't fall into the wrong hands. Shed frowned. Cole's been gone for months. You know, no one's seen him. I don't trust that. Glovin stiffened, and at the mention of Cole's name, he had tried to put a betrayal behind him, but deep down an unease gnawed at him. Cole wasn't the type to disappear quietly. He was planning something, and Glovin knew he wasn't ready for what was coming. Somewhere, beneath beneath the crystal pulses with an eerie, unnatural rhythm, as if it breathes alive, waiting its glow flickers faintly in the dark. Hidden beneath layers of soil and rock, a silent observer to the world above it. It is patient, biding its time, longing for the touch of a host. It does not care if that host is noble or corrupt, righteous or wicked. It only desires one thing: a connection, a bond with a soul vulnerable enough to be shaped by its power. The crystal feeds not only on the emotions, desires, and fears of its bearer, but on the very essence of their being. Its influence can erupt, twist, and elevate, turning the weak into monsters, the strong into tyrants. Yes, there is another possibility, a faint hope that lingers in the shadows. If the right person, someone strong enough to resist its temptation, someone with the will to control it, would reclaim it, the crystal's power could be harnessed in their hands. It could shape something far greater than destruction. It could forge a new fate, that one that has the potential to alter the course of history itself. But that will ever whether that will ever happen depends on who finds it and whether they are able to resist the allure of its dark promises. Okay, I just got done reading, and wow, that was amazing so far. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video off here, and I will continue maybe later or probably tomorrow. But I don't know yet because my voice is kind of starting to hurt. But yeah, um, I will see you guys all later, and let me know if you guys want more of this. Comment down below, and yeah, I just want to say, Master Slayer, your story is doing great so far, and I hope you make it your goal to like finish this story, and I hope the story becomes big one day. But yeah, anyways, later.